create what became the Royal Commission. And they were given, in fact, if you talk to OHA, they'll tell you OHA didn't even want, they were forced to use OHA funds to support this. Millions of dollars of OHA's funds were put into Kaleikoa. And at one point, at the end of Kaleikoa, let me tell you, for the signatures that they gathered, not taken from other roles and people being forced to, I signed one letter of intent to get my scholarship from the Office of Foreign Affairs, therefore my name is put on the list, kind. Because that was done without the consent. That's Heva. Kaleikoa tried. And they probably got like 30,000 somewhat signatures. Hard to tell, we're not really sure. Because they wouldn't throw them all together. And in fact, when you look at the numbers, they spent over $160 per name. What do you guys think about that? $160 per name to put on Kaleikoa. So they knew they never meet their goal. They have to give another extension. Still never meet their goal. They gotta do another extension. Shit. They cannot do it. So at the Office of Foreign Affairs meeting, many of us were there that day. And you heard the discussion. Some of the Office of Foreign Affairs trustees were like, hey, we gotta start straighten out this situation or kill this as is. And a discussion erupted amongst the trustees. And one of the instances, in fact, was Rowena Akana. If you remember, she said straight, because we were asking, as Kaleikoa, many years later, I said, and Barawanto was there, we said, hey, OHA should support a process that everybody, all Kanaka, Kaleikoa or not, anybody, you get to participate in the process. Open to everybody. That you didn't have to be forced to sign onto a role. To Kaleikoa specifically. Rowena kind of said, but the feds told us that you had to only use the role. That was said right on the table. The feds told us. They already had been negotiating. Oh, we know that. You saw that famous picture of them in D.C. And those who were participating in Hoihoi Ea, those who were here were in Hoihoi Ea, you remember that. On one hand, always telling us, we're going to create you Hoihoi Ea across everybody on the table. Of course, we should have been more smart to know that they already have been in Washington, D.C. negotiating. So OHA's colonies buying. The powers to be meet. And they said, oh, they just got to create a process because Kaleikoa ain't going to happen. And we were in this meeting. Us, I think there were 5 of us in this meeting. And that day, they told us, oh, we're going to create Na'Iaupuni. And at first their attempt was to use the various, I don't know what you call those organizations, the Royal Order guys to come forward, yeah, the societies. But within the societies, they decided to have their own debate, saying, hey, we're not going to support this process. Because they contacted us. And so, eventually, they couldn't represent those societies, and instead, the Office of Foreign Affairs, the administration, they appointed 5 Hawaiians to create what became Na'Iaupuni. And I was shocked that day. And I said, who the hell is these guys? I asked Kamanao Pono Crab right there on the table. And I said, tell me who these 5 guys. He couldn't name the 5 guys. That is the God's honest truth. And I turned to him and I said, how can you even support a process when you can't even name the 5 guys that's going to lead this struggle? And I made the statement, you know when we go on a voyage on the canoe, you get the best navigators on the canoe. You don't just go in the crowd and pick 5 guys that never did sail before and leave the canoe. Because you're going to end up grounding the canoe or taking the canoe off course. And that's how Na'Iaupuni was created that day. And that became a huge rift within the community. Even though we had big, I use the word big, saying we need something that everybody be involved with. And what they said, no. They used the Kaleikoa role, they took Kawinoa, they took all the scholarship lists and that and this, and they pushed that, and they gave it to Na'Iaupuni. And then Naya Puni, on that day, at this OHA meeting, we had gone to the Mauna Kea Kiai to ask OHA for support, legal support in her struggle for Mauna Kea, which they have a duty to support. And at that day, you know what they gave the Mauna Kea support people? What did they give us? Not even 25 cents. They never even give us 25 cents, and to this day I've never received 25 cents of support. Whether it's Mauna Kea or Haleakala. And on that same day, they gave Naya Puni $2.1 million.
Yes.
On that day. And that's how Naya Puni was born. So when guys tell me, oh, we're not really not, that's all bullshit. They would not exist if it was not for Naya Puni. They would not exist if it was not for the OHA turning their backs on our people. This is how Naya Puni was born. And so from the very beginning, anybody know, I said this over and over, I support any process in which all of our Lahui Kanaka are part of. Not one that says you can only play if you're willing to sign off this sheet. A sheet of paper that was signed and authorized and created by Abercrombie. The same asshole who said unto the world, I give Mauna Kea unto the world. That was Abercrombie.
It's my island.
The same guy that created Kanailo Valu. And me as a Hawaiian am supposed to accept that?
No.
No way.
No.
You think Abercrombie is our friend?
No.
So yes, we did not sign the paper. Many of us, in fact most of our Lahui refused to sign that. In fact we had asked, and then remember we came with the petitions. And we said, hey, why we not just use the petitions, our kupuna's names. We connect to a petition. That be our list.
There you go.
We asked.
Yes. That's where it begins.
That was turned down. So why did we end up at the so-called gate? Because we demand as Kanaka that all Kanaka have a right to participate, whether we sign or not. That our voices must be heard. Even if they don't want it heard, we will demand it be heard. So we went to the gate, not because we wanted to get arrested. We asked to go in and read it upon the floor to the convention to remind them of the voices of our people who refuse to accept, to submit to Abercrombie, to submit to all his trickery in creating his 5 people. That's what we were demanding.
All hot trickery.
And they tried. Kay is correct, she tried. And they turned her down. And when the time came and I told the police officers, and the police officer said, what if I go up there? This is a police officer. What if I go up there and I get him to read it on the floor? So that's where it came from. And I said, you can go and try, but if you can get in trouble, think about it. That's what he did. He went up there twice. The head police officer went up to Naya Puni twice and asked. Right? That's correct. Yeah? And they said, and he came down, and this is a Hawaiian police officer. He goes, I don't understand. I don't understand. You're all Hawaiians. How come you're doing this to us?
Yeah.
I said, that's why we're here. And he told me straight, he said, brother, I feel so bad. Because I know you guys going to go in. And I said, yes. And I told him straight, I said, but none of us are here to do anything violent.
Yeah.
We're not here to disrupt. We're respectful. And at the appropriate time, I forget what time it was in the day, and I said, when that time comes, and I did a little talk, we'll move forward to make our demands to address. And that's when that occurred. They never wanted to get arrested. But we were willing to get arrested. So the rest of Hawaii and our people knew that we were standing up for arrest. The 90-somewhat% of us were not represented. You see, so fundamentals, there's fundamentals here. You know what I was saying? Either we all in the canoe, or it's not our canoe. We all need to be invited. We all need to participate. And the bottom line is this: the state of Hawaii rejoices. The state of Hawaii rejoices when they disunify us. And Naya Puni was nothing but an attempt to continue this disunification. That's all it was, very simply. So what's the next step? We will continue to struggle. We will continue to do what we need to do. See, eventually I know many of those who stood on that side of the gate and kept on their business knowing that we were there. See, eventually they're going to come over, willingly or unwillingly. Because the power of the people is too great. The education of people is too strong. And as we continue to show, we're going to get stronger and stronger. As we get stronger and stronger, then we get no choice to join the rest of our people. Because it's too important. Inua. Pero